Is a new quarterback target in the 2025 NFL Draft emerging for the Giants? Well, they had a private visit with him, and we're going to break that down. We're also going to react to some more draft rumors heating up as we are 14 days away. The Giants, they are scheduling more and more top 30 visits, and Omarion Hampton and Elijah Arroyo, they are on their way to East Rutherford. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We did a video earlier this week where we told you guys the Giants were bringing in like 9 guys on top 30 visits. If you want more information on those guys that came into town, just go to the channel and click the video with this thumbnail. That's why you subscribe. That's why you turn your notifications on. Do want to mention this. I think top 30 visits are very important for Joe Schoen, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, he's made 24 picks as the Giants GM, and 11 of them have been top 30 visits, including Bryce Ford-Wheaton, who they signed as a UDFA once the draft ended. So the Giants clearly put a lot of stock in getting these young men into the building, getting to know them more on a personal level, and getting on some more medical stuff done and some on-the-board and film work. So I am excited about the people they are bringing in. And let's start with Omarion Hampton, the running back out of North Carolina. There is no way, I believe, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be available with the number 34 overall pick. But every year we always say there is no way that this guy is there when this pick happens. And there's no way that this and this and this. And I don't anticipate Omarion Hampton being there with the 34th overall selection. But I find it interesting. Giants are bringing him in. They're also bringing in other running backs as well that we'll talk about on today's show. And if he is there at 34, it's going to be hard for me to say no. This guy is a stud. 5'11" and 3/4 of an inch, almost 6 feet, over 220 pounds. I think he is by far and away the second best running back in this class behind Ashton Jeanty. And he is someone that is a complete back. You want him to run in between the tackles? He could do that. He could find the dirty work. You want him to take it to the house from 80 yards out? He could do that. You want him to break you down in space? He could do that. You want him to run through your chest to get into the end zone? He can do that. I also think there's another level of his game he could tap into as a pass catcher. I think he's a pretty good pass blocker as well. Ran a 4.4 40, tested out well in that regard. He's got size, he's got strength, and he's got speed. He's really the total package at that RB spot. And over the last 2 years with the Tar Heels, he's put up over 3,100 yards and 30 touchdowns, averaging 5.9 yards per carry with over 500 carries in the last 2 years. He is a special running back, and he is going to be a day one starter in this league. And I know the Giants just let a really good running back walk out the building, but I think there's a major difference in not paying a guy entering year 6 or entering year 7, which Saquon Barkley was with the Giants, compared to drafting one in the second round. And if he's there at pick 34, again, I say I will be very interested in him. One thing I like about him is he does not go down on first contact. He breaks tackles consistently, and he's got the burst, the long speed, and the ability to just pick him up and put him down when he does run through a tackle or he does break a tackle. He's able to keep going. 1,222 yards this year after contact. He averaged 4.35 yards after contact per attempt. So he's able to do it even when it's muddy waters. He's able to break arm tackles. Second best in the country behind Ashton Jeanty, who had 1,970 yards after contact. That dude is just disgusting. Cam Scatterboo as well right there, and Kaleb Johnson, who we're going to talk about in a little bit. He's more than just a physical runner as well, though. He can make you miss it. He can go the distance. 73 missed tackles forced this year for Hampton, 6th best in the country. He had 45 runs of more than 10-plus yards, 4th in the country. And he had 26 runs of more than 15-plus yards, number 4 in the country. And had an elusive rating via Pro Football Focus that was 7th best in the nation. I say all that to say he can do different things. He can run you over, he can make you miss, he can go the distance, and he can fight for those hidden yards. And I think as a pass catcher, he's going to grow in the National Football League. I think he only had 2 drops on 80 targets over the last 2 years, and he's someone that, when he has space, he's able to eat up green grass. He could be a generator with the football in his hands as a weapon. I think in the next couple of years in the NFL, we're going to see him take his receiving ability to another level. 38 grabs for a college back is solid, but I think it's going to be more of a factor in the offense, in the passing game, in the NFL. Overall, the Giants, they need more offensive playmakers. They need more guys that can put points on the board. They need more people that can do good things with the ball in their hands. They were averaging 16 points per game last year. I know the quarterback, I know all that, and I know Tyrone Tracy. Pretty nice to have Tracy and Hampton, or maybe a guy like Tyrone Tracy and Kaleb Johnson, who the New York Giants had in on a top 30 visit or are going to have in. The Iowa Hawkeye, 6'1", 224 pounds. He is a physical runner as well. Didn't test all that well at the NFL Combine when it came to his 40-yard dash, but when you watch the tape, when he gets into green grass, he does not get caught from behind, and he's more so throwing up the peace sign down the sideline, running away and separating from fast DBs in college football. The Giants also hired Kaleb Johnson's running back coach from Iowa to be their running back coach for this year. They also met with him at the Combine. I spoke to Kaleb Johnson at the Combine, and he told me he met with the New York Giants. This is the second time they've had an in-person meeting with him, and this tells me, on top of the Omarion Hampton top 30 visit, the Giants are scouring the market to maybe take a running back on day 2 of the NFL draft. And if Johnson's there at 34 like Hampton, I'm thinking about taking him because I don't think he's going to make it to you when you're back on the clock at the 65th overall selection. 240 carries this year, over 1,500 yards, 6.4 yards per tote, 21 touchdowns. He has a nose for the end zone. I think he's going to be best used in a wide zone scheme. He runs downhill like a guy like Todd Gurley, but he's also got the patience and the burst. And when he wants to put the pedal to the metal, he kind of looks like Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if it's just the black and yellow uniforms he was wearing when I'm watching the tape, but he's a special runner. And like Hampton, he's a complete back. 66 tackles missed this year, 13th in the country. 43 runs of more than 10-plus yards, number 6 in the nation. 28 runs of 15-plus yards. That's third. That's better than Hampton, and he has a better elusive rating than Hampton, number 6 in all of college football this past year. I don't hate a running back at the 34th overall pick. I think I've said it on this show before. Quinshon Judkins is someone I'd be looking for at that spot. The Giants need more people that when the ball is their hands, they put fear in a defense. It can't just be Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson on underneath routes. Like, if you can get a game-changing back at 34, that's going to elevate your offense. And when you talk about Russell Wilson, you need a running game. And even if you have a rookie quarterback next year, you would like to have a running game, which I know gets built with the offensive line, but it's the running back that sets the ceiling for a run game. And we saw that happen in the NFC East, unfortunately, not for our team. I don't think you have to take one at 34, though, because this is a stacked running back class. But if you're looking at a guy like Hampton or Johnson and Judkins, they are a little bit more above the rest of a really good stacked running back class to where I am willing to take them at 34. Just give me good football players. And I feel really good about those guys, and they'd be able to help this team. We're going to talk about a quarterback in a second, as well as a tight end. Both of those young men have visits with the New York Giants set up. But first, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor, GameTime. If you're looking to get tickets to go to a sporting event, or you want to go to a concert, or there's a theater event or a comedy show near you, the best place to get your tickets is GameTime. They get you the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. Use our promo code ChatSports, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. Everyone's buying tickets for something, and I promise you, I've used all the apps. The best place to do it is GameTime. Awesome features like get to see your seat view in the app. It's easy to access your tickets from your phone. It's easy to resell your tickets. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. And my favorite part, lowest price guaranteed. You can go watch a Knicks game. Season's coming to an end. They're going to have some playoff games at the Garden. That's going to be a lot of fun. You can go catch the Yankees in the Bronx. Go see what Aaron Judge and the crew is doing over there with the torpedo bats. More than just sporting events. You can do so much more like concerts and theater events. Just redeem code ChatSports and get $20 off first purchase where terms do apply. And also, a bonus hint. Use the Game Time Picks feature and use the all-in pricing feature like you see in the middle of your screen. Tap those buttons so it is lit up behind you, and you're going to lock yourself in and getting the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Be a real one. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. Another offensive player coming in for a top 30 visit for the New York Giants, and that is Miami's tight end Elijah Arroyo, 6'5" plus 250 pounds. He moves like a wide receiver, and he flashed some elite pass-catching skills at the tight end spot this year for Miami. You go and you watch Cam Ward tape, and yeah, you see a lot of Xavier Restrepo and his 4.8 40, but you see Elijah Arroyo running down the seam, looking a lot like a guy that once played at Miami in Jimmy Graham, and another guy that played for the Giants for 1 year in Darren Waller. Big-bodied, large catch radius, athletic freak at the tight end position. One thing I didn't love about his game was the lack of opportunities he had to make plays in contested catch situations. Only 5 times he was put in a spot to do that this year. Would like to see him. I don't know if it's they didn't do it because he can't or he didn't have the opportunity, but he can. But it's just a question mark I have in my evaluation of him. Overall, he's going to be a dynamic addition to any passing game. Dane Brugler of The Athletic and the Beast, his NFL draft guide this year, writing this: Arroyo needs further development as a route runner and blocker to reach his ceiling, but he can bring an immediate vertical element to an offense with his speed, fluidity, and focused ball skills. He is easy to project as an NFL starter and a weapon for which defenses must account for. Arroyo's a big-time playmaker. I hope we've all watched Cam Ward tape at some point this year because we were hoping that he was going to be our quarterback. And when you do, you see Arroyo just making plays all over the football field, but mostly in that slot, pushing the seam. He's a good player, and he's someone that I think is going to be a good player in the league. But I don't think he's going to be there at pick 65, and maybe he is, but I think he's more of a 34th overall selection. And for me, I'm not willing to take Elijah Arroyo at 34. 65, I could be tucked into it, but you just took a tight end in round 4 last year that is supposed to have the same prototype and same skills and same juice that Arroyo has, and that's Theo Johnson, and I want him to get that opportunity. I know you can never have too many weapons, and you can never have too many tight ends, but I don't think tight end is the hugest need on this team, and I understand we don't always want to draft for need, and we want to draft BPA, and I am all about BPA. But I think you could find a better player at pick 34. Look, if he's there at 65, then yeah, let's talk about it. But I want Theo Johnson to get the opportunity to be the full-time tight end for this team. If he can't show he could do it, then let's address that following that. All right. We haven't talked about this quarterback at all on this channel, and it's because he's undraftable for me. I really – that's unfair. Undraftable is not fair. A quarterback that is going to be 26 years old in September and a quarterback that has spent 6 years in college because he can't stay healthy. 2 broken collarbones. He's had a broken leg as well, and he's only really had 1 year of production. But in that 1 year, there was some plays where it's like, okay, this guy kind of looks like Jared Goff, and you can understand why NFL talent evaluators have fallen in love with him. Let's start with this. He looks like an NFL quarterback. 6'4" plus, 219 plus pounds, and at the NFL Combine, he actually tested pretty well athletically. A relative athletic score of 93. That's in the 93rd percentile of all quarterbacks. He's got straight line speed. I wouldn't call him a runner. I would say he's able to be mobile, and he can create a little bit behind the line of scrimmage, and he could throw off platform. But I wouldn't call him a dynamic athlete by any stretch of the imagination. What you love and what you see about Tyler Shough is the arm, the ability to stand tall in the pocket at almost 6'5", and he's able to just fire the ball all over the field. And he did that for Louisville this year, but it's the only year that he's done it. He's played at Texas Tech, he's played at Oregon, and he didn't play a lot because there's always injuries that pop up with him, and that concerns me. 62.7% completion percentage, a little bit low for my liking at the college game. 3,100 yards in 12 games. I mean, for a guy that everyone wants to talk about is just this dominant pocket passer, 24 total touchdowns in 12 games. I'm not in love with him, and I'm scared. I'm scared of him being the Giants quarterback. If he's wrong, if he's great, he's a Giants quarterback, I'll come out and say I was wrong. I hope I am wrong if the Giants pick him. But 26 in September and 3 broken bones and other injuries along the way and only 1 year of production, and it came when you were 25 playing against 19 and 20-year-olds. I would hope that you had a good football season. I would just rather take a more calculated risk. I'd rather go out and take a risk on a guy like Jalen Milroe, who the Giants brought in a top 30 visit. We're going to start talking about him more and more on the channel. I'd rather maybe even take a guy like Quinn Ewers or someone like Kyle McCord or something like that. You watch Shough's tape and you see what people like. He could sling the ball. He makes big boy throws. Like, he is able to process and I think look at stuff at a higher level than these other guys right now. I think he's closer to his ceiling because he's 26 years old. I don't know how much meat is left on the bone in his growth as a player. I wouldn't draft him, and I kind of hope the Giants don't. Make sure you are following me on social media. We'll talk more about quarterbacks. Jalen Milroe videos are coming out later on the channel this week. A lot of smoke there. If you're interested in more Giants draft content, hit that thumbs up icon and give me a follow on social media.